Okay, oddly enough, someone inquired recently about a project that I started years ago. I mean, like 5+ years ago. I'm a little jarred that the question came up too, but I'm gonna just cover it really quickly. Not sure why people are under the notion, I guess because I'm doing this stuff on PC, that I would lose any of the progress or any of the work for any project that I start. I don't. I always maintain everything professionally that I start, and I keep backups of my backups. So I'm not really, long story short, I'm not much of a loser, for lack of a better term. I'm not gonna slog through the intro here. I have opening scene overhaul, which is like cutting room floor for the intro. As you can see here, there's a lot of bells and whistles added to all of the NPCs. I'm just gonna jump ahead. I'm gonna do a quick cut and just just jump over to the part I want to showcase here, which is the race menu. 1 second. Alright, I should be cut over here. I went directly to the race menu. Um, you'll immediately be able to tell I have custom textures put on my characters. These are made by hand. They're like mixed and matched different variations of really it's racial skin variants compiled with like 4 or 5 other different skin mods that I found on the internet. And this is the end result. As you can see, the musculature for each of my races. I don't want to dwell on it or harp on it too hard, but as you can see, the musculature for each of my races is very different. It's like wildly different um, in regards to the different races here. And I don't know, these are just my favorite skin textures. They're hyper realistic. These look like actual, like they're photo scanned, or rather scanned real people. They're based on people. So it's basically you can't get more human or more accurate than these textures are, which is why I use them. But that's not the focus here. The focus or the inquiry that I had recently was in regards, actually oddly enough, to my Bagserk project. As you can see, I've fully opened up Berserk, or the Bagserk race mod, and I've pretty much relabeled and completely reworked every one of the races, and I've even added in a race that was locked out in the original mod, which is Servant, or it's Serpico from Berserk. But yeah, I just wanted to show that the project is still going, man. I haven't stopped working on this. Just because I don't post videos or something, it doesn't mean I've that I've stopped working on it. I keep everything going. You see here, here's my guts. My guts is hyper realistic. He uses the latest and the greatest textures available. He fits in the Skyrim world so perfectly. And even if you see my previous video, a recent modification to guts here is his hair. See his hair? His hair is more consistent with the default Skyrim character's hairs. He's got a better texture, a far superior hair texture. It's so detailed, and that's among other things that I've took an initiative to modify. As you can see there, for his set 2 of his hair, I have a personally modified version of his later or concurrent modern berserk hair here with the the white tuft or the white bang of hair on him, and the end result is gorgeous, man. This fits so well. He's got hyper realistic eyes. If you look at his lips there, he's got HD retextured lips. His skin textures are being completely overhauled to be as realistic as possible. And yeah, I just want to point out I haven't tapped out on this project here. I've even found other modifications that other people have made to add the models for the hair of I think it's Musou. I think it's Musou Berserk. But as you can see there, he's got a 3D model for his hair there, for the default hair, and he's also got the modern Berserk hair, which is pretty nuts. Personally, I prefer this. I prefer the old school version, the more flattened version of the model, only because it's consistent with the main game Skyrim characters' hairstyles. But yeah, it's an option there, and my skin textures are custom made. They're specifically made to fit with my personal modifications that I made for all of my races. I use unique bodies by race, um, racial body morphs extreme. I use a lot of stuff. All digitigrade feet, better claws and feet for the beast races. It's an amalgamation of various mods that separate the races to an extreme that requires me to, you know, hand modify all of my textures so that they play well with one another. As you can see in the end result, this is amazing, man. I might in the future, I don't know a better term, but I might dumb down or official price these textures here so that I can make a public release. I'm not on the best terms with Nexus Mods, which is the site I usually put my Skyrim mods up on, only because I recently found out you can't make fun of gay mods on Nexus or they'll ban your account. They'll call you a bigot if you crack a joke at like I don't know, like a gay, was it LGB, a gay pride flag being hung up in medieval times. Like that's not a thing, man. Like that building would be burned down. Like if I cracked a joke on a mod like that, they'd actually shut my account down for a little bit, or they'll attack me and call me names or something. So and it just rubbed me the wrong way. So I don't release anything on Nexus anymore. I'll find an alternative way. But yeah, I'm seriously considering dumbing down my textures and finding an alternative way to publicly release the textures to everyone so they can have these too. Because I know that I can't be the only fan of Berserk, and I think Berserk fits in the Skyrim world space so good, so well. It's just Berserk is so awesome, man. It's perfect, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have been wanting to see something like this, like a more detailed, a superior version of the Bagserk mod. And it's not restricted to Guts' race either. All of my races have been heavily modified in the Berserk mod. I just wanted to show that it's still here and I'm still modifying it. That's the important part. I don't want to drag this video out. I just made a video that's over 30 minutes long and it was a slog to upload. So I'm gonna close the video out here. But for the person that inquired, yes, I still have my Bagserk textures. My project is still going. It's custom made, so the textures are specifically created to work in my game because of the plethora of mods that I have compiled together. And I can't um, respectfully, or I can't honestly expect other people to go out and download the exact same mods that I have just to make these one set of textures work. And I don't want to hear the complaining. So maybe in the future, if I decide to, I might dumb these textures down so that everyone else can have them too. That's pretty much it. God bless.